Hey guys, welcome to MuseThemes.com. This is Ashton Bingham. We've got a new theme release today, and this one's really exciting, but also jam-packed with some really slick stuff. So we're just not going to waste any time and we're going to dive right in because there's a lot to cover. This is our Color Shop theme. And starting here on our homepage, we have an awesome usage of our Hero Connect widget, displaying our full screen video. And I'm going to refresh the page so you can see the cool on-load animations that we have set up with the navigation. We've also got a slick little footer and this neat play button in the bottom right corner, which can be really used for whatever you want, something informational or a video, what have you. In this case, we've got it set up with our pushy panes widget to display an additional video, which is pretty awesome. Clicking to About, we get more cool on-load animations with the navigations, on all pages actually, and you can see that this page, along with all other pages apart from Home, are sporting a lighter, brighter theme. The color scheme is really easy on the eyes, very minimalist, which is great. And I didn't mention yet, but the site is of course fully responsive, with some pretty intuitive responsive behavior going on all the pages, as you'll see shortly. Clicking to the Our Work page, we have a collection of images using our Hover Reveal widget, organized nice and evenly. Now the formatting here on the hover state of these images has a little extra spice added to it using some custom CSS. It's all included in the theme, however we did also include a simple version of this page that has the exact same layout, just without any of that extra code in the case that you choose not to use any of it. But we'll get to that shortly. Let's click to the Artists page. We have the various profiles listed here with some really eye-popping full-width imagery, and each of these link to the various full-page profiles for each person. And also up here in the menu, you can see that we have 3 different layout versions under Artists that you can pick from. We have our simple version here, and then we also have more of a sidebar version, and then a feed version, highly featuring the Instagram feed widget. And lastly, let's check out the contact page. Really nicely laid out, and there's also a bit of custom CSS here as well to achieve that grayscale version of the map, but I'm going to get to that shortly. So let's jump right into Muse, and we're going to point out a few really important things here. There's a lot to work with here. I'm going to start by mentioning the master pages. We have a master dark, which only applies to the home page, the master light, which covers the rest of the site, and this page here is just informational for you. It includes the direct links to the spreadsheets for the Hero Connect widget that we're about to take a look at. But we're going to come back to that in a second. Let's jump into the home page. It might look a little overwhelming at first, but it's pretty straightforward when you break it down. And in fact, most of what you're seeing here is actually coming from our master page. The only thing we really have active here is the Hero Connect widget itself and the scaling text widget. As for Hero Connect, if you haven't worked with this widget before, it's super important that you check out the full tutorial on that first. There's simply way too much to cover in this video, so make sure you check that out. However, up here you can open the Settings panel and replace the spreadsheet keys to the ones that you've published. And other than that, this widget's pretty much already set and ready to go. As for scaling text, at first glance you may be wondering what this is actually applied to. Well, it's actually applied to the captions that are coming from our Hero Connect widget. The paragraph style info has already been entered into the spreadsheet on our end, and I'm going to show you exactly where to go to make changes to that. But ultimately what this is giving us, let me switch back over to that live demo and click to the home page. It's giving us that really smooth scaling of that main color shop text as I scale the browser size up and down, which is pretty slick. Back in Muse, let's pop back out to our plan view. And as I mentioned, you can click to this third master page here to see those links. We have a link for both the content and the presets. I'm going to go ahead and grab this content link and we'll copy it. And we'll head over to our browser and we'll check that out. Okay. Now the Hero Connect widget here is only showcasing one bit of content, so the sheet is going to look quite empty. But we do have here the only line of info we actually need, which is for the Hero video. Now remember, this sheet is only going to be view only when you open it in the browser. You won't be able to make changes to this. You have to go to File and make a copy before you can make changes. and then you'll need to publish it to the web. Again, check out that tutorial for Hero Connect first if you haven't yet. I'm going to move down the spreadsheet a little bit to the Hero title section. And within this code here, you're going to see a place with the words Color Shop here in between these tags and Chicago, Illinois over here. This is where you want to make those text changes for that hero caption on the home page, but making sure not to change anything else surrounding it in order to keep that scaling text widget properly linked up. So let me close out of this now and we'll jump back into Muse. And from our plan view, we're going to dive into our master dark page. Inside here, we have several instances of our onLoad animator, each of which are applied to various elements on the page. And as always, you can see which graphic styles each of these are actually applied to, but these are what are giving that animated entrance of the nav upon page load, which is awesome. We also have two instances of our Pushy Panes 2.0 widget. One, which is applied to this play button here on the bottom, which is giving us that fly-in video that we saw in the demo. And the second one, which is applying to the navigation on the smaller breakpoints only. If I drop down to the 768 breakpoint, I can click on this hamburger icon here in the top left, check the graphic styles panel, and we can see a graphic style of nav-trigger applied. Now both instances of this Pushy Panes widget are using the external page option, which is where it brings in content from another page of the site to act as your pane. So let me jump out to that plan view again. And you can see both of those two pages sitting right here. We have our video page just below, and our menu just to the right. Looking into the master light page, it looks much different, but it's almost the exact same. We're just working with a lighter color scheme, and the navigation animations are just coming from a different direction. And also, too, there's only one instance of the Pushy Panes here since we're not using that fly-in video option here. Now let's pop out again, and we're going to take a look at our work page. Now, as I mentioned, there are two versions of this page. This simple version here is the one to use if you choose not to use any of the custom CSS that we've added. The page looks the same and it does the same, it just changes the hover effects a little bit. But we're going to dive into the advanced version so I can show you how to work with it. So we have something here that may look a little new to some of you. This Color Shop CSS, this is not a widget, all it is a piece of embedded HTML. And we're doing it this way now instead of the way we used to do it, which was adding it into the page properties. This way is just a little bit easier to identify and to manage. But all you have to do is right-click on it and select Edit HTML if you need to make any manual coding changes. But you're also welcome to leave this completely as is. It's already set up and ready to go. Or alternatively, you can remove it completely or just use the simple version of the page. Totally up to you. We also have our scaling text widget here again as well. It's applied to this text here in the very center. However, the paragraph style for this effect is actually only applied to this top larger text in the box. I can actually highlight it and check the paragraph styles panel, and you can see that style applied, but if I highlight any of the other text, you can see that it's not. And scrolling down a bit more, we have a bunch of instances of our hover reveal widgets placed nice and evenly. Now they're grouped together, so you just need to click on any one of them a couple of times until you have an individual one selected. And you can then click the blue icon to open the settings panel and swap out the content within. Okay, just a few more things I want to cover. I want to briefly run through the two more complex versions of the profile pages. So let's click into this sidebar version. It's basically split into 3 columns of sorts, giving us that really nice and even responsive adjustment. The leftmost column having some text, and beneath that a usage of our Instagram feed, just a small one. And then down a bit more, we actually have our Reviews Connect widget used really tastefully. And if you missed it in the live demo, let me jump back to the live demo and click to that profile page. And we can see it here complementing the rest of the content really nicely. Now back in Muse, I want to click to that third profile option. Similar setup, but a much more prominent usage of the Instagram feed, which is awesome. And we do still have that Reviews Connect widget down here as well. Now I'm going to close out with the contact page. Mostly pretty familiar stuff, however we've got more CSS added in as well. All that it's doing here is making that map black and white, which I think looks pretty cool, but you're welcome to remove the CSS element completely to return it to its original coloring. Well, thank you all for hanging in on this one, guys. We hope that this is helpful and that you enjoy this new theme. It's definitely covering a lot of new ground in regards to themes from us, and we're really excited about the direction it's going in. So thanks again as always, and if you need any assistance or any further clarification on anything, please don't hesitate to let us know. Have a wonderful day.